That was an absolute robbery, ladies and gentlemen. Manchester United draw 1-1 with Burnley. John Brooks, congratulations, mate. You finally earned yourself a man of the match reward. Burnley practically playing with 12 men all game long. 3 penalties Manchester United got ruled out for or were even considered. They even go to VAR for the decisions, but one incident for Burnley in Man United's penalty box, and all of a sudden Burnley gets a penalty. Now yes, Onana practically decapitates the Burnley player, but at the same time there were multiple occasions where it didn't go to VAR for the incidences that happened to Manchester United, both on Alejandro Garnacho and that handball right towards the end of the game. Let's just talk about the Wan-Bissaka incident that almost cost Manchester United a place in the FA Cup final because Wan-Bissaka practically had the same handball given to him and then Coventry went and dispatched it to make it 3-3. And that almost lost Manchester United the chance of being in the FA Cup final. But it gets ruled out for Man United. It's not even considered as a penalty. It's an absolute disgrace. If I sound a bit funny as well in this video, I've got an ulcer on my lip. So I might sound like I've got a lisp all of a sudden. But you know what? Hopefully it'll be ruled out soon. But anyway, going into the game. Antony, that was probably one of the best performances I've seen him in the United shirt. You know, obviously he's got his decent games. His debut for Man United against Arsenal. That Barcelona game last season. Chelsea earlier this season. But he's not had many displays of performances where he's been the main man. He's been the standout performer. And today that's what he was. It wasn't just the goal. He took the goal very well. He was pressing really well. But it was his freedom and the role he played today. A lot of us as United fans probably would have took off Antony in today's game because, you know, it was one of them games where so little happened. It was very 50-50 from both teams. And you know what? You can't really expect Manchester United to go out and batter Burnley. Now, some fans might disagree with me on this because obviously it's Burnley. You shouldn't be lowering your standards. But come on, guys. We played 120 minutes against Coventry. We then went on to play a 90-minute game against Sheffield United. And then we go and play Burnley. 3 games in 6 days is a massive requirement for any team. It doesn't matter what quality they have. And especially when Man United have got all these injury issues. We're having to play practically the same team 3 games in a row. And in the space of 6 days. It's not on. That obviously includes training as well. And you know what? I just don't understand why all this criticism is. Obviously, it is upsetting that we have dropped points, but at the end of the day, we have our own fault to blame. We had chances, we didn't take them. Simple as. Bruno Fernandes, after having such an impressive game against Sheffield United, just went back to the Bruno. That's been so frustrating to watch. You know, mistiming passes, not focusing, just not tracking back at the same time. Bruno. I don't want to criticise Bruno, but at the same time, Bruno just wasn't as good as what he was in our most previous game against Sheffield United. But at the end of the day, Burnley didn't really make any outrageous challenges towards us. Obviously, Onana made them 2 really good saves in the first half. But apart from that, I can't really see Burnley actually causing us any threats. It was just Man United being so lacklustre in front of goal that cost us this game almost. So we have ourselves to blame for not shutting down the game earlier again. But like I said, I can imagine that every single one of them players are absolutely exhausted. But we've got over a week now until our next game, which is against Crystal Palace. They've just drew to Fulham, I believe, at the time of recording. So I don't know if they've had a last-minute winner or anything, but they've been in good form. But at the same time, so have United. So we'll see how it goes for our next game. Obviously, we're doing previews and other videos on the way for that. But at the end of the day, that's that. I do feel like that United definitely got cheated. And even though we were playing very slowly, I feel like the possession and the way we're protecting the ball and the way we're passing it, it is getting a lot better. Some fans will say that, well, United are supposed to be a possession-based style team. Burnley are ending up more possession with us. Well, yeah, because, you know, as soon as they got that goal, they wanted it more. And they had probably 2 or 3 periods where they kept hold of the ball. And if anyone watched Burnley last season in the Championship, you'll know that that's the type of football Vincent Kompany wants to play with Burnley. But at the end of the day, obviously, they just don't have the quality and they're outmatched when it comes to the quality of the Premier League. And no doubt, when they get relegated and they drop down to the Championship, they'll come straight back up because of the style of football they play. It's so much more advanced than what the Championship are used to. They are literally in the middle ground between the Premier League standard and being too good for the Championship, but not good enough for the Premier League. But at the end of the day, obviously, I say we have our own fault to blame. I do question some of Ten Hag's substitutions, taking off Mainu, taking off Højlund. I really don't understand it, Even though Højlund didn't get the service again today, it's frustrating because you've got a goal scorer there. He's proved it this season when he's gone on them runs where he can score goals. Just give him the chances. Mainu as well. You see the complete shift and the destruction it costs our midfield when Mainu gets took off. And it sounds ridiculous saying that, but we can't keep saying that taking off Mainu, a youth kid, is what's costing us, because Mainu's not just a youth kid now. He's an established first team player from our academy and hopefully has a very good future for Man United. But with the talent he has, if he keeps getting taken off, and if next season continues like this, where he keeps getting taken off around the 70th minute, he won't want to stay. He wants to progress and he wants to get better and better. And I just hope Man United can unlock that potential in him. But I can't say I'm not disappointed, but at the same time, I didn't expect too much from United. I did say that it'd be 2-1, maybe 3-1 if we were lucky. But at the end of the day, I knew we were going to concede. It was just one of them games. Burnley are fighting for relegation, and they'll probably be over the moon with that 1 point. So you never know what that could do for Burnley's hopes. Maybe they can stay up. I don't think they will. I think them and Sheffield United are both down. But obviously, we're a United fan channel. Man of the match does go to John Brooks, though. That referee, what a ponce he was. Just an absolute idiot. I don't know. I need to see the stats, because I swear there's certain referees that manage Manchester United games and just completely forget the rules and just have an absolute agenda towards Man United. Now, I don't know John Brooks. I don't know what team you support. I don't know who you are, and I probably will never know you. But I swear there's been a handful of games this season and in previous seasons where you have had a man of the match performance for the opposition when it comes to playing Manchester United. You are a fool and you're an absolute joke of a referee. And the fact that VAR didn't get involved is an absolute disgrace, and why the Premier League is corrupt. And you know what? Some fans might be saying, why is this Man United fan moaning about? If you actually watch the footage, and you've watched footage in previous games and actually just situations this season where Man United have been robbed when it comes to certain situations, and you see it happen a week later, or you see it in a game 2 weeks before, there's no consistency. And this is why VAR has to go or has to be changed, because it's an absolute disgrace. But if I'm being realistic, or being truthful, should I say, Antony was definitely man of the match for me. I think it was his best game in a United shirt, and hopefully he can keep that first team spot, because I feel like him and Garnacho do work really well together. So we'll have to see what happens against Crystal Palace for our next game. But as always, thank you for watching. Leave a like on the video, subscribe if you are new, hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload, and comment down below on what your thoughts were on the game. Nice one.